Hey there, it's your girl Yolanda Yovan Winston, and welcome to another episode of NowCom Member Spotlight. I am here with another amazing agent and broker, and I will let her introduce herself and her company.
Hi, my name is Briana Green. I am the broker owner of Magnate Real Estate. And I'm excited to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
You are very welcome. Let's go in just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, so Miss Briana Green, tell us a little bit about yourself. First of all, they say no one in Huntsville is from Huntsville.
Well,
so we'll start there.
okay, so I was born and raised in North Carolina, Greensboro specifically. And during my time there, I was heavily into media and broadcasting.
Okay.
That's where my passion lies. And during that time, I just kind of full force into all things media. And then it dawned on me after I've kind of had literally every job that I wanted to have in my life, like my full lifetime. I had it in my 20s. So when my mother got into real estate, it kind of drove me to say why I should be helping her.
Oh, okay.
And so I decided to get my real estate license in 2019 actually. And since then, just growing.
Oh my goodness, 2019, Briana.
2019.
I am so proud of you. That is amazing. Like, I know we're going to get to some of the accomplishments you've had in your real estate career, but I already know them. That's why I'm already gushing. Because to see somebody that started in 2019 and to where you are now, like, you put your foot on the gas and did not let up.
That's correct. I mean, essentially, I did not do it alone, however, because I do have my husband. And the way that we started, and I kind of want to clarify this because, as you know, on the residential side of real estate, you can track what your transactions are. I took a different approach and wanted to be more innovative and creative in how we service clients. And so we actually started our investment company initially where we were just solving people's problems. And during that time in COVID, life changed for everyone. And so we just decided to be the problem solvers, and that took off. And when we moved here, I decided to get my license in real estate in Alabama. And I did not know where to join because I wasn't from here. So I had to take people's words, and I actually took my husband's words. He's like, being that you're new here, to start with one of the best.
There you go.
And so I joined Amanda Howard Sotheby's International Realty and learned as much as I could about Huntsville and immersed myself in all things real estate.
Okay. Particularly
real estate investing.
Okay.
And so that's where I guess if you call it a niche, that's where my niche is, in investments.
Okay.
And then I'm a person that's like, okay, I've done this, what's next?
Okay.
So if you took from before when I was talking about my first 20 years or my 20s, I literally did everything. Flight attendant, advertisement company, working for financial institutions, having my own businesses and media and things like that. So now it's like, okay, I have a son now and I can't have all the fun.
You gotta slow down.
I gotta slow down
for the next 18 years.
Right. So I decided to get in the career of real estate, and when I was going back to when I came here in Alabama and joining Amanda Howard's team, I actually lived half the time in North Carolina and half the time in Alabama. Oh. So that meant for me that I had to go extra hard.
Gotcha.
And during my time at Sotheby's, I met all the goals as far as being on the team while I was simultaneously, or really majority of the time, in North Carolina. And so I think that was really my aha moment to say, you could really do this.
Okay.
If you go to a city, and I encourage anyone to do this, if you go to a city that is unfamiliar or new to you, you have an opportunity to redefine yourself. And redefining yourself is key to success and growing and learning and evolving. And so I sat down with the broker at Amanda Howard.
The broker Amanda.
And I was just like, you know what? I think I want to start a team. Okay. And I just took it and ran with it and developed the team. It was called the Green Group. and I had no intentions of growing it fast, and I only had it for about 9 months, and in that time we grew to about 8 agents. That was my very first time, aside from entrepreneurship, being in leadership. So I learned a lot.
Okay.
A lot. And then I got another opportunity to be a qualifying broker at a new brokerage. And it just dawned on me. I said, I've had all these visions. I've had plans of things that I wanted to accomplish. What's stopping me from accomplishing? And I literally couldn't find anything. It wasn't a financial aspect. It wasn't my qualifications. It was just getting over the fear of just doing it.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Because when your name's on the building, that's you. You know what I'm saying? If you can go to a job and work the job and do your best and leave it at the door.
There you go.
But as a broker owner, you literally can't leave it at the door. That door is always open and things are going in and out. So learning that I just wanted to have autonomy and really grow the vision that's in this head of mine, that's when I just decided, okay, if this is for me, nothing will stand in the way. And so far, everything's just been working. I'm on my, what's today's date?
The 29th.
29th.
May
Okay.
29th.
I'm on my 29th day of this journey.
I love it.
And so far, so good.
That's amazing. I love the fact that you touched on so many aspects that all entrepreneurs go through. And I had this conversation with Stephen Levy as well, the fear. It's one thing to sit and be influenced by social media.
We can have a chat on that too.
Yeah, but when you sit down and really talk to entrepreneurs that are willing to be transparent and honest, you find out that we all go through these ebbs and flows of, I'm confident I can take over the world, nothing's gonna stop me, to, oh my God, did I just make that decision? So I'm glad that you hit on the aspect of, you had to get over the fear, but in your mind you knew that there was nothing physical in your way stopping you. And you even hit on, you'd accomplished it in other places. So what is stopping you from accomplishing it for yourself? So with that being said, I love the name of your brokerage. Can you give a little background on why you chose that name? Because a lot of times you see brokers name the business after themselves. So-and-so real estate. So when I see someone that doesn't use their name, I'm always interested in how they chose that name.
Yeah, so I'm always, well, first of all, going back, everything is Magnate for us, our investment company.
Okay.
Yeah. So our marketing company, our store that we're developing, everything's Magnate.
Okay.
And Magnate means to be influential, especially in business. And that's who I believe I am. I believe that being a positive disruptor, that coincides with, or is really what a magnate is, because you're not doing the things that normal people do or the processes. You're completely out of the box. And that's, like I said, that's who I am. I'm me. I can't change that. I wouldn't want to change it because I wouldn't have all the accolades and accomplishments and growth that I've had.
Exactly.
So that word, magnate, is very important. And here's a funny thing. Most people can't really pronounce it unless they're familiar with that word. And so they always say magnet, which is a root word from magnate.
Okay.
Oh, because it's connection.
Okay.
And our mission is all about building relationships through real property and real estate. And so it just made sense.
Okay.
And to be honest, like you said, when I had my group, my team, there was the Green Group, and I like to serve. So having that up there for me, I was just like, I don't know, it's cool because people identify and it helped with brand recognition and not being from the city.
Gotcha.
For people to relate, oh, okay, that's the Green Group or that's Briana Green. So that was great. But in this new venture, I was just like, no, I can't have that. because it's macro for me. I don't look at that micro.
Yes.
And this isn't, I don't see this as like a boutique brokerage.
Okay.
I see this as a corporation, a big name, like the other names that are known, Sotheby's, Keller Williams, etc. I have that vision. And so instead of being streamlined or just making it about me, I wanted to make it about everybody else and let them know that they too can, whether it's on the consumer or client side or an agent or support team.
Yeah.
Everyone can be a magnate.
I love it. I love it. So I'm hearing a lot of interaction with people. Like I'm hearing a people's person. I'm hearing, you know, just active. Because you talk, I want to get into the broadcasting. You know, let's talk about some of those things. Some of those things and how they relate to you being an agent, because they all help you connect with your clients.
Absolutely. So I went to a lot of colleges actually, and completed them. but one of them was the Columbia School of Broadcasting, and the other was the Los Angeles Film School. And in those realms, even though they were catered to the entertainment industry, if you think about it, that's really what we are. And when you think about your brand as a real estate agent, you need to coincide that with in entertainment, to be honest, because just like, you know, agents have on social media right now, social media is one of the best marketing tools, where they do these little dances. Well, if that's how you want to build your brand and make it, that's great, because when somebody sees your brand awareness, they'll be able to say, oh yeah, that's that realtor that dances. So I actually don't remember the question because I was
That's
thinking
okay.
off.
Just some of the things that you've done and how they relate to real estate.
Yeah, so going back to being a flight attendant, that's service. Most people think you just serve peanuts and well, actually it's pretzels now.
I can imagine all the allergies.
Right. But those type of situations really help you on the real estate level because you learn how to be of service. The broadcasting is learning how to speak to people and show who you are and your personality and carry a conversation. And I think oftentimes it's easy to learn in real estate school that these are the processes or this is what it is, but if you don't have a personality, if you don't have salesmanship, it's going to be 10 times harder in this industry. So instead of learning the process, you learn people.
Gotcha.
Because people do business with people they know, like, and trust.
There you go.
And so if you become that, then why wouldn't someone, and a value, so why wouldn't someone do business with you?
There you go. I love it. Okay.
So everything that I've done in my early 20s is definitely propelled as well as establish what I'm doing now.
Yeah, because we have to have that ability to change our conversation and our language depending on our client. And really, I don't want to say you have to meet your clients where they are. So I have some clients that show up in sweats and, you know, sneakers, and that's how I show up. I have some clients that'll show up in a suit, and then I reluctantly pull mine out, and that's how I'm going to show up. You know, so it's important. I agree that you've done all these things that are the soft skills that help you get to. And I know you're a systems person too, so so we're not going to get, you know, too far into that. But I just love the fact that you understand the people part of it, and it's not just numbers.
Not at all.
And as a broker, you can relate that and teach that to your agents.
Absolutely. I think that it's important before you even talk about the transaction is to establish that relationship, understand what their why is so that you can best serve them. Because if you're just like, oh, they're looking for a 3-bed, 2, that's very transactional. And I want someone to feel this experience and say, you know, this is the best experience I've ever had purchasing one of the largest transactions in my life. And I'm so glad that I did it with you. Right. So carrying those type of sentiments and being able to do that, it starts with service. Servitude is the best thing to do in order to go anywhere in any industry. Yeah. They say a rising tide raises all ships. So when you help people, you get it back. And it's not even a help people to get something back. That's just the way it goes. People see that and they're attracted to that. They're attracted to people who want to help one another. That's cool. So the market area, are you also licensed in other states? Yes. So I'm licensed in North Carolina and Georgia and Alabama. I have on my radar for Tennessee. Oh yeah. But right now, yes, I'm multi-licensed. I love it. So you're helping investors across. Yes, everyone is an investor. I just want to put that out there. Whether you have $1 in your bank account or $1 million in your bank account, you can be an investor. And I really think that's kind of where everything stemmed from me. If you in conversation is kind of just automatic for me to say, you're an investor. You know, do you want to invest? Because you're an investor.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take what a lot of people think it takes. It just takes creative solutions and someone that can guide you along the way to achieve that goal. And so, again, it goes right back into what Magnate's mission is. And I think it's very important.
Right. And then you're teaching by doing. You've been an investor, and so there are pain points that you know of personally that you can help navigate your clients through. So that's great as well.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and this is always fun. That's why I say when you look at a realtor or a real estate agent, you can go and Google what they've done on market. But my focus for the last 3 or 4 years have been off market.
Yeah.
So when people see me, they're like, how is she making all this traction? But then I go and Google her and I don't see anything. Well, that's because you're not looking in the right places.
This is a pause break for the agents that like to look up other people's stats. Don't try that with commercial agents. Because we don't play by y'all rules. Y'all gonna think we just out there just making up all kinds of stuff, but trust me, the numbers are there. They're just not in the systems that you're looking at.
Right, exactly.
We don't do a lot of transactions in the MLS. And so our commercial numbers just aren't tracked the same way. So when other people try to validate our credentials, which that's understandable.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
It's understandable, but the funny part about it is, they're usually looking in the wrong places.
Yeah. Definitely. And I love that because
me too.
It's like you can't figure out about what I'm doing, and that's beauty in it. Because if you come and directly ask me, I'll tell you no problem. We actually just started implementing a mentorship program, and for the longest, I was like, why do we need to do a mentorship program? If somebody asked, I'll just tell them.
Okay.
But then it kept constantly coming up, and we were just like, okay. And it was simultaneously with the brokerage, so it was just like, well, if an agent wants to learn, then they'll have the opportunity to learn how to serve an investor.
I love it.
And be an investor.
That's a big gap. There's a big gap in the education for agents, and there's room for agents to fill that gap. I don't want to get into the coaches and all that, but my thing is I don't want to get too much into that. Because when I talk about I got coaches, and I try to stay away from anything that people think that I'm talking about them directly. And I'll tell them I'm talking about everybody and nobody, but still.
I like that. I'm talking about everybody and nobody.
And there you go. Okay, so projects, what are the current, what makes you different? We've hit on it, but I want you to hammer it down.
What makes me different, I believe, is my servitude. And I know it probably sounds so cliche because as a real estate agent or realtor, your job is to serve, but you'll be surprised. That doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah.
And so what makes me different is I talk that I serve and then I back it up too.
There you go.
And I think that that's how it should be versus just saying and being loud and saying you're doing things. I'd rather for people just to think whatever they're gonna think, but the people that know, the ones that are being served, they'll bring back the referrals.
There you go. So. There you go. Yeah. Nobody cares what the naysayers say.
No.
So why should an investor work with you?
Okay. So an investor should work with me because I have a plethora of opportunities for them. And a lot of times people just stop at the traditional ways of funding, like the VA or loans or the FHA or even conventional. And it's a lot more out there. And so what I like to do is find out your why, okay? And then once we understand what your end goal is, we cultivate a personalized plan to help you achieve that in the timeline that you see fit. So most times it's just, okay, buyer consultation and pre-approval. No, we're with you all the step of the way. If you need to fix some things financially, we'll make sure that you have the resources in order to do that, to get you to your goal.
Yeah.
And it's all on the back end. We do all of this without asking for anything except for your commitment to your goals.
Yeah.
So that's definitely what makes us different.
Okay. And so what's your why?
My why is to be able to Well, really, it's just time freedom. I think that we have this life, and going back again, when I talk about things that I've done, it's kind of like, okay, now I'm 30 years old. What do I do now? You know, and so my why is just to serve. My why is just to be the best person I can be and to develop time freedom. And not, you know, because I believe that with time freedom, if you set yourself up correctly, the financial freedom will come with that, especially in servitude and being of service to someone. So my why is just to be able to establish time freedom, because in time freedom, I'm able to serve more people.
There you go. I love it. So I want to go back to what makes you different and why work with you, because I wanted to make sure that agents know these things as well. So you're not just here to serve investors. You're a new brokerage. You need we need agents. You need agents. So why would an agent choose to work with you, come to your brokerage?
Well, you mentioned a very big key point. I believe, again, it's going back to service, where if you establish a process that streamlines, not only helps you as an agent, but helps your client see more value in you, then you're able to serve more people. So the reason why agents should join our brokerage is because we've created that streamlined process where you don't have to do the non-dollar producing activities that's already done for you. You just focus on you and your brand and your business.
And you're not spending time on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. You know that Briana has a program, she has a system, she has mentorships. She's been there, done that, and she can, like you said, take out all the missteps that we make, because we make them. And that's the great thing about having a brokerage that understands the beginning agent. I've been to more brokerages than I like to admit, and I tell people that seasoned agents and brokers, they forget what it's like to start off. And so when we ask for help, they're already here, but the agent is still here. We're still trying to gain our confidence. We're still just now realizing, wait a minute, this is an entrepreneurship. I have to know all things about creating a business, sustaining a business, generating business. All of that is important. And and the phrase that drove me crazy, and when I hear people say it, I just want to just melt in the chair. It's like drinking from a water hose. It doesn't make me feel better. Telling me that I should be overwhelmed with the amount of information, to me is sad on the instructor's part, because what are you expecting me to absorb?
So one of the very first things, and I created this with our brokerage because I think that it's essential, is, you know how usually when you join a brokerage, it's like a one interview and then all right, I don't find that very helpful. Because how can you help someone that you're not familiar with?
Gotcha.
And so our process is a little bit different. We have what I call our cafe beverage meeting. And so we just really, seriously, it's casual, and I just get to know you. We don't really talk about real estate, we talk about each other. Because you have to know who you're fitting with.
Exactly.
Okay, and then the next step is taking a management by strengths assessment. Because what this does is allows me to see where you are in your life. A lot of things that people don't realize is through positive and negative traumatic situations, or I guess it's not really a positive traumatic situation, but something that
you were like, okay.
something that evokes change. And so taking that second step to really understanding where your potential agent, or really I call them partners.
I love
where our partners are, then from that we're able to create a very streamlined process, and then you have your final interview. And the very next thing we do when we start an onboarding is to help you plan your business.
Love it.
Making sure that you're set up the way that you need to be set up as an entity.
Going
down to those minor things.
Yeah.
And really establishing the game plan versus just saying, all right, I'm going to sell houses now. No, we want to create the plan to ensure that as long as you're holding yourself accountable, you'll be successful.
I love it. I love it. I love it because there's so many brokerages where you can just hang your license and that's it. I love it because my thing is, if the agent's not making money, the broker's not making money, and the broker's actually losing money because of the time that they're investing in that non-producing agent.
Let me tell you, building now 3 groups or teams or organizations, the cost per agent is very high.
You've been there,
yeah. So you don't want to just bring in somebody just to say that you have people.
Yeah.
I truly, like I said, I grew very fast the first time, and now with our brokerage, it's very important to grow intentionally.
Okay.
And we put the processes in place to ensure that.
I love it. So, what is one thing that people don't know about you? They've seen you out and about, they've networked, they've maybe even sat down and had a meal with you. But what's the one thing when people find out they're just completely floored?
I think the social media aspect.
Okay.
Because that's generally how I connect with people and build these relationships in a city that I'm not from.
Okay, pause. You guys, she likes golf.
Yes.
I was on her social media page this morning, and I was like, okay, I like this. So,
speaking on that, I'm looking to develop a community in this community where you just get with professionals who love to play golf and network. I probably shouldn't have said that because that's still in the hopper being planned, and somebody might try to take my idea, but
they can't take the sauce. Right. They can't take the sauce.
But yeah, I do have a huge interest in learning how to play golf and just being in that community, because think about the big deals that are being done. They're done on the golf course.
Yeah.
So if I can.
Yeah. You know, Hart has a program where you get free passes.
Really?
I might have to show you.
You have to show me that.
Okay, so I interrupted that because that hit me a couple times. I'm like, dang, I want to make sure people know, you know, she is just amazing. So,
what people don't know.
Yeah. Okay, so the social media aspect.
I think when they finally do, because I have where Wednesdays is when I go out and network.
Okay.
The people that I meet on social media, I actually meet in person. And I think the thing that most people think is they have this predetermined who I am, and once they sit down with me and get to know me, they're like, it never fails. It's always like, oh my goodness, I didn't know you were like this. Wow, you're really nice, you're a really great person. And I'm like, well, what did you think before? Because the same person there is the same person here, just probably a lot more unfiltered, but I'm very filtered on social media.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. I think we have to be so professional.
Yes.
We're so cautious of doing something that's just
saying the wrong thing.
Yeah, anything that's too controversial or that might offend. I'm very cautious of offending other people.
Yeah, it's oftentimes where I write what's, you know, when you click on Facebook, it's like, what's on your mind? It's oftentimes I write what's on my mind, but it never makes it to the post. It never makes it to the post, and that's really just because of the aspect that you talked about. Just always being professional.
Yeah, they see you as this serious person, and then when they get to know you, they're like, oh my goodness.
I'm total opposite. I'm the largest goofball you've ever met. I love to laugh. I love to have fun. I'm like an introvert professional, but personality-wise, extremely extroverted. But so I'm trying to find that balance and how to bring that all together.
Yeah.
But for the most part, I think that's probably the thing. Like, they just don't understand me because they haven't had the opportunity to get to know me.
Right. Okay, so if you had to eat one meal every day for the rest of your life, what would it be?
It would probably be pho.
Oh!
Yeah. I'm a pho connoisseur. Pho.
Yeah, some people say yeah.
How you say it. But yeah, I could eat that every day.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's bad. It's real bad, Yolanda. It's real bad, especially those spring rolls.
You like just take the whole menu or the whole, okay. Yeah. Look, when I looked at this, I was like, yeah, I can't tell people what my meal would be because my doctor already told me I had high cholesterol.
Okay. But yeah, so that has little herbs in it, so it's good for you. You know, the bone broth is good. But
you're gonna find something good.
I just really like it. It's so good to me.
Okay. So what excites you most right now?
Growing this brokerage because I have full autonomy, and just seeing the visions that I'm thinking about being brought to life and not have anybody tell me anything about them. It's been very refreshing, very exciting.
I can imagine it is. That was something that was and still is difficult for me to deal with. There's so much that you don't, there's so much information about being an agent that's not public knowledge. Mm-hmm. It's like hidden behind a wall after you get your license, and then you find out all these things. So where was I going with that? What did you say? I don't know where I was going with that.
I hate when that happens.
I know, yeah. It was a good thought. Yeah. Dang it. I'll just keep going. It'll probably come back. Okay, so what are you, a morning person or a night owl?
What? I am up every day, 4:30 a.m. and Yolanda, the reason for that is because that time is very sacred to me. That 5 to 8:30ish, getting ready for the workday at 9 is meditation for me. It's prayer for me. It's cleaning something for me. It's working out and getting my son, off to school. So I don't deviate from that, but every morning I'm up.
Really? So do you have an alarm, or your body just wakes up? And you're up?
Mm-hmm. Not back down until about 10 o'clock that night.
Really?
Yeah. But I do get my sleep. I definitely get my sleep.
Okay, you sleep. See, I don't sleep through the night, so I'm more of a napper.
Mm-hmm.
I come from a family of nappers.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so how old is your son?
He is 8 years old.
Oh wow, I bet that's fun.
Oh yeah,
that's a fun age.
Yeah, he's like, because yesterday I had a closing, and he was like, "Mommy, what is it called again?" And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "That we're going to." I thought you said we're going to a house. I said, "No, baby, this is the part that we do once we already been to the house." And so, yeah, he's very informative he has a desire to learn the things that mommy is doing, and I can really appreciate that because hopefully I can pass it on down to him.
So that's where I was going. You're already a second generation agent. Your mom was an agent.
Well, she was an investor.
An investor.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's
my sister's an agent.
Okay. So we'll say second generation of investors. Mm-hmm. So yeah, he's probably heard a lot of conversations. This is just normal talk for him at this point.
Yeah, he enjoys it.
So you said you're married, and we see the ring flash across the screen, and I know a little bit, so I'll make sure we plug. So what does your husband do?
So actually, before my husband was my husband, he was
I love it.
Before my husband was my husband, he was a 20-year car professional. He ran high-line dealerships, and when we got together, I was just like, it's no way you can be at the dealership 12 hours a day. So are you getting into real estate?
I love it. It was like an ultimatum without the
right. It's like you can still make your choice. But no, he is now a mortgage broker himself. So he has official Magnate mortgage team. As I mentioned, everything's Magnate.
Yeah.
And that's actually where the creative funding that fuels these projects for our investors. That's where the funding comes from. So it's like a full service. One-stop shop, but he also is an investor with me, and so we are real estate 24/7.
Okay, so let's break it down because we're going to move on to the NowCom part, but I want people to really understand the depth of your empire.
Okay.
Because I'm hearing 4 magnates. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing real estate, which commercial and residential, obviously investing. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing marketing. Mm-hmm. I'm hearing the investor part. And then finance.
Yeah.
Okay.
So my husband is the mortgage broker, and then we run the investment company. The marketing company actually generates the leads for our brokerage, and actually, which we're gonna down the line, but offer leads to agents.
Right. And I wanted to make sure that people really understood that you are full service, and that's why you're able to assist them at the level that you can. Because, and I was about to make a joke. You sleep with the lender, but your team is solid, and you have that full circle team, which is very, very important.
My husband has saved several of my deals when I've had them with other lenders that couldn't get them to the finish line.
Gotcha.
He would swoop in and save the day.
I can imagine that's amazing.
Yeah, that was extremely helpful for us to get to the closing table.
Yes, that's the whole goal, is to get to the closing table. Okay, so like I said, we're going to move on to NowCom because, this is a NowCom member spotlight. Is there anything else that you would like people who think they know you to know about you?
I would just say ask me. I mean, I don't mind being an open book. If there is something that you're interested in and you think that I might can steer you in the right direction, reach out to me. I love to serve. That's why I'm here on this earth, is to serve.
Okay, So yes, y'all approach. Come on, ask Miss Briana questions because I've called a couple of times. Yeah, she's like, okay, Yolanda.
No, I wasn't.
Well, look, no. I gotta get back to my client because look, once I start asking questions, then they just keep coming.
And we always have good conversations. I always learn from you too. So
Thank you. Yeah. So we actually met in a CCIM class. So that's exciting that, there's another level of commercial real estate where you really learn how to get in and learn the numbers, how to evaluate the deal, and of course, that's where we met.
learning and involved.
Exactly, learning and involving. There you go. Okay, so the NowCom part. How long have you been a member of NowCom?
Ooh, so earlier part of the year, I was going through a lot of transitions. I had just left from the Green Group, then I started with the other brokerage that I was being the qualifying broker of, and then now we're growing this brokerage. So I've had a lot of transitions, and honestly, I was supposed to have been a part of NowCom, but because of those transitions, I was just like, I'm gonna wait till everything is set in stone and then move forward. So I haven't been with NowCom long, but since I've been with you guys, it's been amazing. The events, the education, the camaraderie, I always joke, it's different from residential commercial.
It is.
Commercial is like, let's do this deal. Residential is like, I'm gonna keep it to myself.
I'll say, let's go have wine.
Yeah. But it's a lot more collaboration on the commercial side.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, that's how we collaborated.
Oh.
And then, my mentor, Doug. So I feel like it's a lot of collaboration. Of course, in anything,
But I understand. I understand what you mean. I came from the residential world, and it's a little bit more gatekeeping. There's more gatekeeping, and I think that's because there's more agents, and there's just so much more competition.
Yeah.
And everybody's fighting to get that house, that listing. Whereas in commercial,
it's just like you just got to bring in value.
yeah, it's really about who you know. It's not, there are some people that, they have their lead generation and they have it down. But for me, I really work off referrals. So it's people that I know.
Now that I think about it, every commercial type of deal that I've had an opportunity to have has been from referrals.
Okay.
So that's valid.
Yeah, it is a different beast. Okay, so why did you join? Why did you join NowCom?
From all the things that I mentioned, I wanted to be a part of that.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanted to be a part of that.
You have to be with the cool kids.
Yes. We gotta be
I love it. You was like, well, I'm cool, and if this is for all the cool people hang out, then y'all missing somebody.
But I'm here now.
I'll be right. The party can start. That's always my line. Okay, the party can start. Okay.
You do bring the party. I love being around you. I really do.
Thank you. Look, I tell people I'll start and stop in 5 minutes apart.
Balance. It's called balance.
It's called balance. Yeah. Okay, so how has your career benefited from being a member?
The relationships.
Yeah.
Like the one with us and the other people that I'm meeting. Every single event I go to, I meet someone new.
Yeah.
And I have an opportunity to develop that relationship.
Yeah. So I did have the pleasure of seeing you last week at the North Alabama market recap. Did you enjoy all the updates?
I was looking at my notes yesterday. That was so informative. And just to be in that space with other people that are actually really out there doing it. It was like a kid in a candy store.
I know. I felt like a kid.
Yeah.
There were times where the speaker was presented and I grabbed my phone and I'm Googling stuff.
Seriously.
What are they talking about? But it's amazing to feel like the new kid in the room with all of the top producers. Like when I walk into a room and I see and I can recognize the face of the person that's on the billboard, and in commercial we don't put our faces on our stuff. So it's kind of hard to make that connection, but for me, I feel like, I'm somebody. And then especially I can say, I have their number in my phone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh wow. You feel accomplished when you can be in the room with people that have done some amazing transactions and they have really developed the skyline of this city, to sit with them and to really like, I'm just at all like, oh my God, I can call Russ Russell, I can call Doug McCullough.
Yeah.
Like I can call these people and have a regular conversation or vent.
And they answer.
And they
Commercial
answer.
real estate agents, they answer the phone. No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. Some people still don't. So any tips or advice for new members or commercial real estate agents?
Because it's so data driven, I'm gonna say before you get in, during while you're in, and you know, even if you transition out, is to really do a SWOT analysis and really understand what you're getting into.
Okay.
Because it's a big world in commercial real estate, from what I'm seeing, and really doubling down on where you are can help you to plan for where you want to go.
Yes, yes. So what advice would you give someone who wants to enter commercial real estate?
Do it.
That was the most simple advice ever.
Yeah.
Just not complicated. Just do it.
I mean,
Just jump out there. I see you as the person that just jumped out
I'm
there.
really
Were you
good.
the kid who couldn't swim, but you got off the diving board? You jumped off the diving board.
I was the kid, and this is a very short story. When I first learned how to swim, it was at a summer camp, and it wasn't even a pool; it was a lake.
Oh,
Yeah, it was called Camp Seafair, and everybody, they gave us these bands, and everybody had a green band but me, and I'm like, no way, no way. So I worked and worked and worked, and then by the end of the week, I had my green band, and I was out there swimming with the turtles and everything else that was in that lake.
so I hear determined.
Yeah,
A very determined
very
person.
persevering. It's nothing. If somebody tells me I can't do something, I'm going to show them.
Gotcha. I love it. I love it. So yeah, I was hearing goal driven, goal oriented, very personable, approachable.
Depends on who you ask. 'Cause like, I don't know why people don't think I'm approachable sometimes, but then they talk and I'm like, oh my God, that's too much.
Yeah.
But I'm very determined and persevering. Like if you really heard my story, you're like, why? How are you even in your position right now? And it's just keep going.
There you go.
So-
That's your thing. Do it and keep going. Just do it.
Figure it out on the way.
Okay.
And versus not starting at all.
There you go. The fear.
Yeah.
We're back to that whole thing that stops everybody, even animals, from doing stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not even a real fear. It's
It's
not
not
even
even real.
It's not real. It's
No.
something in our mind.
You're right. It's all in our mind.
It's all in our mind. Yeah. Okay. So, what do you like most about being a member of NowCom?
The events.
Okay.
The monthly events. I mean, the next one coming up with the CEO of Tanger.
Yeah. That's gonna be a good one.
I'm so excited about that.
Yeah.
Hopefully I can get a picture.
Of course you can.
Okay.
Yeah, you can always get pictures. Girl, I photobombed the mayor. And the sad thing about it is people saw me do it, and then like the next meeting they were like, "Did you photobomb the mayor?" I was like, "Yeah, it was so fun." and Ashley was in on it too, and I was like, you could tell like he's a dad or something because he didn't flinch, he didn't move. It like I know you can feel me in your personal place. I was like this.
Right.
But yeah, you can definitely get a picture. That's what I love about what we do is everybody's so
Yeah. You want to be around the people you want to be like.
yeah, exactly,
So-
exactly. I think the people, and this is my personal opinion from networking in different spaces other than NowCom, is that the agents that don't want to deal with people don't network. So the people that are out networking tend to want to be there, and their attitude and their personality shows that they want to be there. It's not like, oh my God, you're kind of afraid to ask that person for a picture. They know they're going to get bombarded with pictures.
Well, good.
Yeah, get there early.
So accomplished with that. Being
Yeah,
in the room, really.
really. That's what I was saying about, the meeting. Just being in the room with these people. Yeah. We can go out, because I'm looking like we can go a whole nother story with that, because this is a male-driven industry. So to be a female in these rooms and to be accepted and respected, and they know our names and they greet us, and it's amazing. I love it. Okay, so who or what inspires you?
My mom. And that might sound cliche too, but I have one of the best moms in the world. Any dream from all those things I've told you, she has been right there to push it forward. And so she inspires me every day. She's very successful herself, and I would love to just be half the woman that she is. So she inspires me.
That's amazing. I love that.
Love my mommy.
Not to mention you kind of followed a couple of her little footsteps with the investing.
I sure did.
I
seen it work.
There you go.
So I was like, okay.
Oh wow. I have so many, I feel like we need a second interview just to talk about what it's like to grow up in that environment and what did you see, like how did it really shape who you are? Because I'm just hearing you like, what's stopping me? That's your mentality of what's stopping me. So it's like, okay, was that something that you heard around the house a lot, or is that something that you just, was it nurture or nature?
So a little bit of both, really.
Okay.
But from start to high school, you know, in my room, aside from the things where I was in that age group, I always had four walls in a room. But my accolade wall, my experiences wall, which highlight like pictures and things like that, and then my motivational wall.
Okay.
And so having seen those things growing up, it kind of is embedded in you. To always reach and always grow and always do. And so just again, that's why it's so important to be around the right type of people and environments. And again, that's why she inspires me, because she did that for me.
I was about to ask you, where did you get that idea? That is an amazing idea.
Yeah.
I wish I'd have known that with my kid. Right. Like when you were saying, I'm like, oh, that's going to be the setup for my office. And I wish I had known something so simple, even raising a child. Mm-hmm. Like having that constant visualization. That is, you literally had a room that was a vision board.
Mm-hmm. You're right.
You just had a constant, and you didn't even know it.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. I'm like, I want to meet your mom.
Oh, shit, you would love her.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all would have a good time, actually. Because she told Come on now.
Come on now.
Yeah.
I have to meet your mom. I have so many questions for her. Okay. So what has been your biggest professional achievement?
I would say opening up my brokerage, because again, when your name's on the building, it's on you.
There you go.
So just being able to achieve that accomplishment, I think that's, but I've had plenty of other accomplishments, but right now in the moment.
Yeah.
That's
okay.
great.
Okay, so what career advice do you live by? And who gave it to you?
I don't know where I got this from, but it was just something, again, probably embedded growing up. It's just be one day closer to your dreams. Every single day.
Be one day closer to your dreams.
It's just something that is going to get you closer to your dreams. And if you do that, eventually you get to that day where your dreams come true.
I love it. See, back to goal oriented.
I actually used to have a podcast or a pilot show, a talk show called The Gold Digger Show, where we highlighted individuals successfully reaching their dreams. So I've always been this way. It just didn't come up.
It's just now the time and everything of like, okay,
I'm just doing it as a grown woman now.
Your new season. I love it. Okay. So what are your future goals and aspirations for your career?
Is really just to grow. And I think also as I get older, I like processes and systems. I kind of want to just remove myself and just let the processes and systems work. Did that answer?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Where do you see your goals? So
just growing. I mean, the sky's the limit.
Well, we talked about that. You want to be of the, I don't really know where you put it, but of the more well-known, the bigger firms.
Yeah.
That's the goal. Is you don't want your goal is not to be a boutique brokerage. Your goal is to be one that, as your husband said it, join the best brokerage in town, and you will be among that list that they're looking
Absolutely.
at. There we go.
No doubt.
Okay, so what do you love most about your job?
The time freedom.
Yeah.
And I say that because we really don't have time freedom, because when a client calls or, a request comes in, you gotta go.
Yeah.
But just being able to say, you know what, on this date, I'm gonna do this with you.
Yeah.
Versus, I gotta call off from work. I think that's always been, because both my parents are entrepreneurs. And so just seeing them have that flexibility in their life while I was growing, just like, how,
Why would you go and be confined to somebody else's hours and things like that?
And not to say that is not good, because a lot of people thrive in that environment. But for me, I thrive with being creative, being innovative, having autonomy and being me.
Right. Yeah, when I was working, I guess you say corporate and government, my husband kept saying, why are you doing this? I don't know why you're, like, because I started off, he's like, I don't know why you still doing this.
And now that you're doing what you like, you're happy, right?
Well, it depends on what day.
Well,
but yes, you're right. You
Yeah,
know that
yeah.
joke. But yeah, I am. I like you said, the time freedom is very, very, very important to me. Like March and April were very busy, and my daughter turned 18 in April, and then we just had graduation last week. And so I said, you know what? I'm taking May off.
And you can do
And
that.
I still made money. I had 2 closings in May.
Yeah.
You know, so that's important, is to have that freedom of time where you can really be a parent. You know, so that's where I was gonna go. I bet that's amazing that you can schedule your day according to how you want it to look, you know. And
because of the rapport that I build with my clients, they love having MJ come because he's such a joy to be around. So he helps me sell houses.
all right, we're gonna make your mama pay you a commission.
No, he does.
I love it. I love it. I
Definitely.
love
We
it.
make
I
sure he
love
gets cut. When we did a investment property, we do like a pre-reno, or really it's like, you know how HGTV, they come and they hit the wall. We do that just for aesthetics or for fun. And anytime he does it, he puts on his Home Depot thing, he has his stuff, and he has his hand out at the end of the day, waiting for his paycheck. But yeah.
I love it. That's amazing. That is amazing. Okay. So what's one thing, either industry related or not, that you learned last month? Or let's just say in May, because we're on the 29th day.
Something that I learned. Oh man, I've learned so much because I'm constantly learning. But I would say that when you want to do something at a certain scale, that it's not going to happen overnight. And I know that may sound like, well, that's something you should know, but when you're in the midst of it and you're so passionate about something and you're excited about something, you want to put it in the microwave, but we got to put it in the slow cooker in order for it to taste real good versus rubbery. So, just giving you this.
Right.
I take that approach to it. But yeah.
I love that. I think that's important, and I agree with that, because as entrepreneurs, that we have too much information now at our fingertips. And I know for me and some of the professionals I've spoken with, we kind of get distracted by the amount of information, and we get lost in what we're really trying to do.
And looking at other people.
And looking at other people. Yeah, you think, oh, you know, I'm supposed to be here. Like, and I'll use myself, for instance. I did not renew my website. And I really had to ask myself, why do I have a website? Do I really need? The why came from, is it really a time in my business to need a website to get me over that hump? And I realized, no, I'm really rushing my business based off of the timeline of what I'm seeing. And it's like, oh, I should have this. Oh, I should have that. Oh, I should be doing a newsletter. I should be doing a drip. I should be doing this. But that's not the reality of it. Like you said, take your time and really know where you are in your business and focus on the information at that level. Because when we focus on information, when we focus on the whole thing, you're gonna end up paying a lot of people money to do all this stuff that you don't really need in your business right now.
Yeah, I pride myself right now on what we've already established on having a low overhead, because
that's important.
Most businesses don't make any money on the first year. Luckily, for the first business that we created with Magnate, it did great, which is allowing me right now to be in this position to have a brokerage. But I think that's important to look at, for sure.
All right. Well, how can people contact you? We talked about your brokerage. If you want to provide the address, email address, how can people connect with you?
So we're located 3077 Lehman Ferry Road, Suite A11 in Huntsville, Alabama. You can reach out to me, text message 256-305-7676, which is our office number. And again, one of those innovative ways of being able to text the office number.
Okay.
But social media, what am am I on social media? Underscore broker BG, I believe, on Instagram. TikTok is broker BG, and Facebook is Briana Green.
Yep. Well, there you have it, you guys. Broker and owner Briana Green. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.